Hello everybody, I am coming to you from my bathroom today. We are going to do a get ready with me and just kind of general wedding catch up because it has been a while since I've updated you guys. Yeah, this is going to be very chatty and very long, so let's just get right into it. I hope that you guys like this video and let's go. So I need to do something with my hair this morning, but we're going to start with some skincare so that way that can just kind of absorb before I get into my makeup and we can get a little more chatty then. So I'm gonna start with some brightening serum here from The Ordinary. Just a little bit all over. And I hadn't really been a serum in the morning kind of person until I started using this one. And I do feel like it makes my skin look really awake and glowy. And a facialist told me that I should try out some vitamin C in the morning, so that's what I'm doing. Eye cream, of course. This one is Kiehl's. And then, of course, moisturizer. This one is my favorite. I've been using it for years, from Caudile. Before I move on, I just want to get this hair a little bit touched up, so I'm gonna go quiet for a minute. Well, you're gonna go quiet. I am not going to be quiet. And now, after 2 years of having these bangs on and off, I have finally figured out that the best way for me to kind of get the correct curtain shape is to use these tiny Velcro rollers that I must have gotten in like high school and completely roll them under like this. And then sometimes I end up turning them a little bit to the side later on. So I'm just rolling them under, and you guys will see. I know I look a little crazy right now, but trust me, it works. Gonna put a little Summer Fridays on my lips because these are dry. And so yeah, let's just kind of chat while I do my makeup. I'm not gonna talk too much about the products. I will list everything that I'm using down below. But I just wanna generally catch up with you guys. So I posted an announcement that I got engaged, and then I talked about all the things that we were going to do. And we gave ourselves 9 months to get married and to plan a wedding. And those months have really flown by, so I feel like I haven't given the kind of proper sharing and just like general chatting, and the process has just been a little bit different than I expected. Not good, not bad, not anything crazy like that, but just like time has really flown and I just haven't had as much time to reflect on things as I thought. Overall, we're trying to keep things really casual, but with that, like, there are certain things that I wanted to DIY and certain things that, you know, I felt would be better to have personal touches, and all of those things just kind of take more time. And even, like, I don't know, just having conversations with people and setting up calls and having time to sit down with your fiance or with your family and to kind of like chat about things, it's just harder said than done. And then also there's the emotional elements of it, of like times that I've been stressed out, times that, you know, a family member has a meltdown or you've got to deal with their emotions. So yeah, but we are just a little over a month out, which is crazy because I haven't filmed any content. So my plan is this next month to kind of share or record a little bit more and have content that will come out over you know, the next few months. I want to share about all the DIYs that I'm doing. I want to film some more casual content and talk about like the day of and our rundown and things like that. So I'm not sure if I talked about this in our like kind of announcement. We are having a formal luncheon wedding. So it is at a very nice restaurant that we both really like, obviously. And this just kind of felt more us than a big party. When I go to other people's weddings, you know, I'm always looking forward to the cocktail hour, to the food, and honestly, like, really the conversations that I get to have with people, especially at like family weddings, catching up with relatives that you don't always get to see. And so that's really the kind of environment that we wanted to foster. And I'm not a big dancer, I'm not a big party person, so you know, an evening wedding where people are expecting a dance floor and a DJ and a first dance and you know, all of that is just not really for me, and it's not for Alex. So it's not what we're doing. So we're planning a very nice luncheon, but with a luncheon comes an early start time. I moved from my initial position and decided to get my makeup done. This was in part peer pressure because everyone told me that I should get my makeup done. They said, you're the bride, you have to get your makeup done. I am also a control freak, and I'm not sure I'm going to be happy getting my makeup done, honestly, but I've already booked it, so we've already gone down that road. And I'll tell you a little more about that. So basically, I had talked about in my last video that I wanted to get my hair done, and I found a makeup and hair artist that does both. I really loved her hairstyles, and I was happy with her makeup, but again, I just feel like I do my makeup so often, I know how I like my makeup, and so I didn't really want to throw someone else into the mix, honestly. But I thought it would be really nice for my mom, my sister, and my cousin to be able to get their makeup done. And if they were all getting their makeup done, they like getting their makeup done. My mom doesn't actually wear makeup, so I thought, kind of needed a little help in that department. So if the three of them were getting their makeup done, I thought it was weird that I would not be getting my makeup done. So I ended up going for a makeup trial. And this is just a little warning to everyone out there getting married or getting their makeup done for an event. If you're using a makeup artist that you have not used before, highly recommend going for a trial, because I went for my trial, love the makeup artist, super sweet girl, loved the makeup that she did generally, but we were on very different pages about foundation. You guys can see I've actually recently started switching over on certain days to the Dior Forever Glow Star Filter. This isn't even really a foundation. This is a glow filter product. I am not a heavy foundation person anymore. I went through a phase of wearing slightly more full coverage, and I do have a full coverage foundation that you guys have seen me use a ton, the Dior Backstage Face and Body. I love that foundation. It is technically a full coverage buildable foundation, in my opinion. That is the most full coverage that I want, and the foundation that she used when we discussed ended up being way more than I was comfortable with. I felt terrible after coming out. It was salvageable. The day that I got it done was for my bridal shower, and I was able to use a sponge after I left because she did not offer to change the foundation, which I don't know if a makeup artist should. You know, I think they're hired to do the work that they're doing, and if you don't tell them that you don't like it as it's going on, which I was not given a mirror at any point, so I couldn't say. But I worked through it, and I think it will be better on the day of. I'm going to be bringing my own foundations. you are getting your makeup done and you're not sure about it, highly recommend testing out products on your own and bringing it to have the makeup artist apply it. That being said, even though I'm having these complaints, I do like having a makeup artist do my makeup. I liked the false lash application. I liked the eyeshadow that she did. We talked about how she did not fill in my brows the way that I like them filled in, and you know, she kind of learned a little bit about it. I'm happy that I'm getting my makeup done, but I am so stressed that it's going to be terrible on the day and I'm going to have a meltdown because I'm a little particular, and you know, I've done my makeup myself for so long that I want it to look like me on my wedding day. I don't want to look like someone unrecognizable, because I've shown up to a lot of weddings where the bride looks fantastic but she doesn't look like herself, and you know, I want to celebrate the person that I know and love, and not someone that looks like totally different. Or at least I don't want people to think I look totally different on my wedding day. I feel good with how I look on a daily basis, and that's how I want to look on my wedding day. But a little bit better with a professional's help within reason. So yeah, so I did the wedding trial. I did have a bridal shower, which was very lovely, and my sister and my cousin hosted it for me, and it was really nice, but it was also very overwhelming because in the last few years I've become a little more introverted and a little less social, so seeing people and having to be the center of attention was not something that I am very used to anymore. But now we are in the last month, so we have secured, you know, pretty much all of our vendors. I might be making a switch to our florist at the last minute. That's a little bit up in the air. But otherwise everything is booked. All of our deposits are down, but it's time to make all the final decisions. So we just had a call with our band, because we are having a live band, and going through just like the kind of music that we want, the vibe of the music that we want, and you know, the flow of events during the day. We recently touched base with our venue, because our venue, because of the number of weddings that they have, to stay organized and to properly prioritize people, they reach out to you the month of your wedding, which has been good because most of the stuff we can do on our own. But so they are now reaching out to finalize things like our menu and our table layout and our schedule of events. Again, because we're skipping a lot of things, it's not cookie cutter compared to everyone else, which is, I think, standard for this venue. So maybe it is standard in a way, but it's not standard. I am sticking to the decision to make my own wedding cake. Would not recommend that to the general person, but I love to bake and I make good cakes and I'm good at decorating cakes. It is very I do not normally do my makeup in here, but for filming purposes I thought this was nice, and so I'm smudging my eyeliner a little bit. I'm making my own cake. I have decided to make 2 different flavors, and I don't know, because I'm making my own cake, I don't know that I'm going to stack the cakes. I might, but I might not. And if I don't, then I need to get 2 different cake stands so that way they can be on display at the venue. And I will be doing the cake drop off the day before the wedding and making the cake, freezing components of it, you know, that whole thing, so that way it's all up to code, the week before the wedding. We made our own invitations. I'm going to do a separate video on all of the paper products for a wedding, but we now have to do our seating chart, which I will be doing likely as pamphlets rather than a seating chart display. I will be making our place cards, which I did for my bridal shower. I wanted to test that out and I loved how those came out. Really easy to make your own place cards. I will also make a video about the paper goods that will be in there. And I might make the menus. Our menu does offer menus to be printed, but you know, I kind of want it to feel really cohesive, so there's potential that I might do that. I haven't decided that yet. As for our menu, like I said, this is a formal dining luncheon experience, so we do have to pick the courses. Everyone will be getting the same menu, so I'm going to be talking and consulting with you know, my closest family members and the groom's closest family members to kind of narrow down what we think will go over the best for the most amount of people. And so that's the dinner menu. I guess I also have to figure out if we're doing signature cocktails. The venue has really great cocktails, so I don't want people to feel limited, but I'm also not sure what's standard, or if we should do a printout of like a few different cocktails and not just, you know, our favorites. We're not huge alcohol people, so I don't really want people to be stuck with my simple drinks of choice versus, you know, if someone wants a Negroni or something, which I would never drink, but if that's what they want, then I want people to be happy. Dress. I went back and forth. I got my dress right away, but I am very torn about veils. So if you guys have opinions about veils, I bought some, didn't like them, so I think I'm gonna DIY my veil. I'm gonna be honest, no clue how that's gonna turn out, but I'm gonna try. So I'm actually going to be working on that a little bit this week, because if it doesn't work out, I really need another veil. Although you don't need a veil to get married, and I'm not even sure that I want a veil, but yeah, I might get a veil. I had ordered a topper for my wedding dress, like a tulle piece to wear on top. Did not like how that came out. I ordered it custom on Etsy, and I'm not really sure what to do about it. I reached out to the seller, but they're a little unavailable at the moment, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But yeah, so my wedding look is very much still up in the air, although the dress is done. I'm getting it tailored this week, which I know it sounds crazy for it not to be done until a month before, but the tailor that I went back and forth with picking a tailor, and the person that I'm using actually knew from a long time ago at a job that I had, and I know their work and that they work very fast, and they advised me not to come in until a month before because it only takes them a week, and they, you know, said in case if your weight fluctuates or anything like that, that they wouldn't have to do a second round of alteration. So listening to that guidance, and I'm going to get my dress altered this week. Then I went through this whole ordeal about the marriage license also this week, because I didn't look into it that much. A family member is actually going to be performing the marriage ceremony, so they had been looking into the different kinds of licenses, and New York State, very interesting. You can register within New York State, or you can register in New York City, and the rules are actually different in New York City versus New York State. We're going with a New York State registration just for the filing purposes, and yeah, it was just like very odd to have to call around places and talk about the license. Luckily, I kind of dropped the ball on this, and then I'm thinking about it like a month before, but turns out you can't register for your marriage until 60 days before, so we're all good there. And yeah, I'm doing that this week as well. So a lot of things are getting done this week, which is a good time then for this little get ready with me catch up, but also means a lot of things need to get done this week, so that's a lot. And then what other things can I kind of catch up on? So there's still a lot to DIY. What am I DIYing? I'm gonna do a whole video on the DIYs that I'm doing, so maybe I'll save that little tidbit. But yeah, I'm trying my best to relax as much as possible while also getting stuff done. And just staying really positive about this. I actually haven't posted anything really on Instagram about getting engaged, that I'm getting married in a month. This whole thing has felt like something that I really want to keep close to myself. So other than sharing it on YouTube, which is still sharing it publicly, but I feel like this is more personal to me at least. And so I haven't shared it anywhere. So it's gonna be a surprise to a lot of people that this is happening, other than the people obviously coming to the wedding and who have been invited and informed. Yeah, so lots to do. Oh, other things I guess that I've kind of been doing. I haven't been on a wedding diet. I don't love that concept because, again, I think you are who you are. You're getting married because you love someone and, you know, are committed to them and want to start your own family together, in the sense of that once you get married, you are technically your immediate family. But I have been trying to go to Pilates a little bit more regularly, just to kind of be my best version of myself, but no dieting or restricting myself in any other way. And skincare. I have been increasing my serums, and like I started this video with, and now that we are a month out, I'm going to start a little more rigid skincare routine. So I will hopefully be able to share that with you guys, just rotating out different masks different days of the week and peels and things like that. I got a facial last month. I will probably get a facial this month in the next week, and then get a facial maybe a week before the wedding, just a very glowing one. Or maybe I won't get a facial this month and then I'll get one like 2 weeks before the wedding kind of thing, because of my at-home skincare, which should be good. We're gonna finish off the hair here. So there's been a lot going on, and we just are picking up our wedding rings next week, which was also crazy. We went to the jeweler that we got the engagement ring at. We went to jewelers in the city, and then we ended up going to another jeweler in the city. So that took a lot more shopping than I kind of anticipated. But it's ordered now, and hopefully they came out good and we'll go see them. It's very funny because Alex has never worn jewelry before. He's very anti-jewelry personally for him. And this is his first time getting jewelry, and he's excited about it, but also has been like very nervous picking it out. He was like, this feels so weird to be wearing jewelry. And I was like, well, get on board, buddy. Okay, so do you see how this gives you just like nice fluffy bangs? And they do kind of relax, but they're very much like the Sabrina Carpenter flipped bangs. But we'll be honest, my hair doesn't look its best. I have to go for a hair trim before the wedding day, just to get these bangs touched up. I had them cut in May, and so there's a little bit of regrowth. I don't want super short bangs on my wedding day, so I am monitoring the situation. Right now they're at a good length, but they might need a touch-up by the time that the wedding date comes around. That's pretty much as good as it gets here. I just want to give a little shout out. I got these earrings from Fedoma, new company that I've been getting some pieces from, and I really love them. They're like the perfect little hoop to complement my stack. And yeah, so that is everything for this little hectic catch up. I will be coming back very soon with some DIY videos, with some, maybe some like more vloggy content of pieces of getting ready for the wedding, or preparing for the wedding, I should say. And yeah, maybe some content, honeymoon content, we'll see. It's the last thing. I'm going on my honeymoon right after the wedding, and there is still a lot to square away there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that you guys liked this. This is a little slip back into my old makeup content here. and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! And if you liked this video, make sure to go ahead and click the subscribe button to see what I put out next, or click one of my old videos here.